Okay, so the next section I want to talk about is how does 4-H different than scouting or a church organization? What makes 4-H different? So the 4-H program is really all about youth development, and we really try to focus on life skill development. So we're going to move now to the right side of your green folder. The first thing on top there is a targeting life skills. I'm not going to dwell a lot on this because we really talk about this when we do new leader training, but I kind of want you to understand what makes 4-H different and why it's an organization you really want your kids to participate in. So our goal during our project meetings is to really look at these life skills and make sure that we're teaching those through what we do. So with our meat animal project, the kids have to do a record book at the end of the year. And you may be thinking, oh, more paperwork. But really what we're teaching kids is about paperwork, record keeping, and goal setting. So hopefully we're trying to incorporate these things into the things that we do. We also try to focus on the experiential learning model, and that'll be the pink sheet next in your folder. While most organizations do a great job at the experience doing fun stuff, in order to make it really memorable and really positive for kids, it needs to be more than just doing stuff. We need to learn how to share it and then apply it to our real life situation. We also look at the 4 essential elements of positive youth development, and that's going to be your yellow sheet. Basic background of this is there was a study done to see what organizations that serve youth really need in order for youth to have a great experience. This wasn't a 4-H study, it was just a study in general, and they found out that in order for young people to be successful in organizations, they need to feel like they belong, they can master a skill, they're independent, and they are a place to do generosity. The great news is that 4-H does a really good job of that. We have clubs where we hope members feel like they belong. We let them master skills with our projects. They get to be independent by voting, making decisions, picking the things they want to do, and hopefully our clubs are doing some type of community service to help young people with their generosity. The last thing that's part of all of our 4-H programs too is character, at least I hope it is. So the tan form that's next in your file will talk about the different types of character that we want to teach. Trustworthiness, responsibility, respect, fairness, caring, and citizenship should all be part of what we do as the 4-H program. So what you put in 4-H is what you get out of it. So if you choose to go all in with 4-H, you're going to get great stuff out of it. If you choose to just go to meetings and do nothing else, that's okay too. We love to have you no matter what level of participation you want to do. So feel free to get involved as much as you want and know that that's what you're going to get out of your project. So first of all, you're going to have some club activities. These are things your club might do. Guest speakers, parades, games, activities, whatever that is. Clubs are doing all kinds of cool stuff here in Jefferson County. So hopefully your club is involved in some cool stuff too. Beyond the club, you can do county-wide activities. So there's a couple of things in here that may be out of date depending on when you picked up your packet. So just kind of know that things happen sporadically throughout the year. They're pretty cyclical. Like every February, we do Project Learning Day. Project Learning Day is a great way for young people to explore different projects and see the things they're interested in. This was held February 7th, which is probably after you've seen this training. We also have a number of leader trainings where people can go and they can learn about different subject matters. If you're not a leader and you're a parent, you're more than welcome to come to these too. I also suggest you become a leader because it's a great way to get involved and help out your child. Every year we do a theme. We call it special emphasis or a special theme. And we do a poster contest and a speaking contest with our theme. The poster and speaking contest this year will be February 24th, and it'll be at the Johnson Creek Elementary School. And there is a form in here, which you may be past the date that things are due. It's a orangish colored form, but you can read a little bit about the contest and know that you can participate in it next year. So your young person can make a poster, or they can do a short speech on a different topic. This year our topic is 4-H builds friendship and memories. The next thing is Junior Leaders. That's an organization for youth who are in 7th to 12th grade, and they help to lead a lot of our Cloverbud activities. They go on trips, they do fun things together. It's a great way for your 7th to 12th grader to meet people who may not go to their school who have similar interests in them. And then also we look to hopefully hold some game nights, some dances, things where you can get involved and just watch your newsletter for those type of things. We also have lots of trips and activities, and the next form, which is kind of gray, says get involved in 4-H, and that's going to list all these out a little bit more. We have camps for youth that are in grades 3rd through 12th grade. New this year is a 9th to 12th grade camp, adventure camp. They're going to go canoeing. Our camp this year will be held June 12th to the 14th, and it's held in Wisconsin Dells at Upham Woods. We're always looking for camp counselors. Those are youth in 9th grade or above. We do a Cloverbud day camp, and that's for youth in kindergarten to 2nd grade, and it's held usually in August. Space camp is for youth who are in 6th to 8th grade. Wisconsin, and that's in Huntsville, Alabama. Wisconsin Youth Conference is for youth who are in 7th to 10th grade. That's held on campus here at Madison. Citizenship Washington Focus is a DC trip for 10th to 12th graders. National Congress is kind of an elite trip for youth who are in 10th grade and older, and that's held in Atlanta, Georgia. And then we have state teams, which are teams that get together around a specific subject area, like art, drama, music, leadership, and photography or writing. And those are high school age students. Your newsletter will have lots of information about all of that stuff, so be sure to keep an eye out for it. Depending on the age of your kids, it'll be either in the general section or in the older member section. And I also put the next form is the camp registration form. So if you want to register for camp, that's what that red form is. And then the white form after that is the trip application. That's how you go to Space Camp, Focus, Conference, and Congress. And we give scholarships to about 2 to 3 people per trip, but anybody can go as long as they fill out that form. Other state-sponsored activities will also be in your newsletter. Art Beat, Art Lab, family camps are all held at Upham Woods, which is our 4-H camping facility in Wisconsin Dells. But like I said, again, watch your newsletter for all those things that are happening and get involved if you can. So let's say that you are involved, you're doing great things. How do you take your project to the next step? What other things can you do besides just showing something at the fair? There's lots of Meet Animal Project events to get involved in. You could join a 4-H committee. Those are in the newsletter. We have a goat committee. We have a record book committee. We have an awards committee. Hopefully we'll be starting some new committees, so watch for that in the newsletter. You can get involved in the fair, which we talked about already, and these are some of the things that happen at the fair. Our indoor projects, which are entering July 6th and 7th. You have to be there to participate. Your kid can do music, drama, or speaking on Thursday of the fair. You can show an animal. You can do foods review, and that stuff's in the February newsletter. So if your kid likes to plan a menu and decorate their table, it's a really cool way to get some stuff done before a fair, and it's kind of a fun contest. You can do clothing review, which is where your child would make something and model it. There's horse shows during the fair, and there's shooting sports contests that happen before the fair. But those are all ways to get involved and enter in the fair. Some of them happen before the fair, some of them happen during. You can also do some state events and contests. We have a livestock judging contest. Our Dairy Quiz Bowl team is competing on the 7th of February, but they've been practicing for a long time. We have a meats judging contest. We have a hippology, which is kind of like a horse knowledge contest, horse bowl, and horse judging. There's a state horse show where you ride, a state dog show. You can show your indoor and your animal projects at the state fair. You can do the state fashion review, and we have state and regional shooting sports contests. Most of these you have to get involved with at the county level, but you don't have to be in that project. Like if you're in horses, but you really want to learn more about dairy and you don't have a cow to show, get involved with Dairy Quiz Bowl and management. It's a great way to learn more about that project area. So you can do things even if that's not something you have to show. So even if you love horses, but you don't have a horse to show, you could do some of the horse educational things. And of course, there's so much more. In 4-H, you can get scholarships. You can be on a national shooting sports team and travel to different places where they shoot. We had a young girl who just got back from Japan. As a 4-H'er, I went to Finland. You could go to Australia, so you could travel internationally. Or if you don't want to travel, you can host somebody during the summer or for an entire year. What a great experience. And all you really need is a bed for them to sleep in, and you can have someone from Japan or Finland or Australia hang out with you for a month. And these are kids who are in 4-H in those programs too, so you know it's going to be like a pretty decent kid that's going to come and hang out at your house. The last thing I want to talk about before we end this is the award system. So in your packet, the next thing should be the Jefferson County 4-H record book guidelines. Record books are not required, but it's a great way for your kids to keep track of what they're doing in 4-H. And they do get awards for turning the record book in. So we already talked about the special emphasis contest. You can do a poster, a speech, and the clubs can participate with books. And those are probably over by the time that you've watched this, but if it's not February 24th yet, come to the John C. Crick Elementary School and check it out. So the record books are new this year, and you can kind of look through and see what kind of things that we're looking for. This is a great way for you to kind of keep track of what your 4-H experience is all about. Then we have project awards. So if you feel your child feels that they're doing a really good job or doing a lot in a project, have them apply for a project award. And the next form explains that. They're going to look at the size and scope of your project. Have you gained skills? What kind of learning have you done? Have you done any leadership? And how have you done this beyond the 4-H program? And what have you overall accomplished? And the cool thing with this is you can report those things in any way you want. So you could do a video like this one, or you could do a scrapbook, or maybe just write a story, or do a physical presentation to the committee and explain to them what you've learned through a PowerPoint or something. So there's lots of ways to get that project award that allows you to be really creative. Then we also have Clover Awards, and I would suggest if you're in 4-H to do this because it doesn't take any additional effort. You get points for the things that you do in 4-H. So if you don't have one of these Clover Award forms already, use this one that's in here or print one off the internet. So you can write your name, everything on the front, and then just give yourself points every time you go to a meeting or you do a fundraiser or you do a demonstration. Whatever it is, you get a point for basically everything you do. When you accumulate so many points, you get a cool certificate with a seal on it, and you can work your way all the way through all 5 of the seals, and then you get a monetary award for your completion. It's kind of a cool deal. Like I said, we also do pizza and pie sales at the beginning of the year, and we give awards out to the top 5 pizza sellers. Those are cash awards sponsored by Amos Pizza, which is the pizza that we sell. And your club could choose to do a dairy promotion. So maybe in June or any month you decide to promote milk or cheese or whatever, you could apply for a dairy promotion and your club gets free items from the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. Some clubs, I don't want to give away all their secrets, but clubs have hosted things at Culver's. Some do like a dairy basket for the first baby born in June. You know, kind of some really cool creative things that your club can do related to dairy. So that kind of ends my presentation. I hope that you've learned a lot. You may want to watch it again in case I talked too fast or something, but I always want you to ask questions. So the top number here is going to be my office phone number. The second number is my work cell phone. You can call or text me at any time of the day or night. I may not have it on when it's like midnight, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. Please leave messages at one or the other so that I know that you called. And of course, you can always email me, and I get email on my phone, so I can respond pretty quickly. Hopefully that helps. Stop by, see us, see what we can do for you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and hopefully we'll see you getting involved in 4-H activities throughout Jefferson County. In about a few seconds, I'm going to show you a closing video. I think it's a really powerful video that shows why 4-H has such an impact on young people. It's called the Youth Solutions. So enjoy your 4-H experience in Jefferson County, get involved, and have a great time. And don't forget to ask questions, because every question is a good question. See you soon!